Camila, sweetie, your hair looks gorgeous today. Mom's voice cut through the kitchen like glass.cam. I low flipped her curls. Thanks, Mom. I used that serum you bought me. You always know how to carry yourself, Dad said, sipping his coffee. Without even glancing at me. Not like some people who hide in hoodies. I blinked once, twice, said nothing, just stirred my cereal slowly. Camila leaned across the table. So I was thinking of posting that piano cover on my story. Think it'll hit 100 likes? It's more than that, darling. Mom beamed. You're so talented. I waited, just waited. Maybe they'd notice. Maybe someone would say it. One word. One sentence. Something like, "Happy birthday, Alina." But nothing. Dad, do we still have that wine from Christmas? Mila asked. We saved it for your graduation dinner, remember? He replied, it was July 5th, my birthday. Again, forgotten. I stood up, pushing the chair back quietly. I'll be late for work. Don't forget to lock the door behind you, Mom said without looking. Right. My throat burned. I won't. Text me later, Camila added. I need help picking a filter. I nodded and walked out. The fridge light glared at me like it knew. My cake sat on the second shelf, half smashed from being shoved behind Camila's leftover sushi. I bought it myself yesterday just in case. The frosting was smudged, the cheap kind that sticks to your fingers like regret. I grabbed a slice, but my phone buzzed. Jade, hey, can you lend me your black heels? I stared at the message. No happy birthday, just heels.me. Sure, they're by the front door. She replied with a heart emoji. I sat on the edge of the tub in the bathroom and just stared. The mirror showed someone forgettable. Kay poked the frosting with a fork, then dropped it into the sink. I don't even like vanilla, I whispered. Tears pricked the edges of my eyes. I blinked fast. Come on, not today. But the tears came anyway. At work, the cafe hummed with music and clinking. Mugs, you okay? Daniel, my boss, leaned over the counter. Yeah, just tired. You sure? He asked, wiping a mug. You look off. I tried to smile, didn't sleep well. He disappeared into the back. A minute later, he came out holding a cupcake. What's this? I asked. Happy birthday, Alina, he said quietly. Saw it on your employee form last year. I stared at the tiny candle already lit. Wow, thank you. He smiled and walked away, leaving me with something I hadn't felt in a long time. Scene. Back home. No one was there. Just silence and Camila's perfume hanging in the air like she still owned it. I pulled out my phone and hit record. Hi, I said, forcing a smile. It's my birthday today. I turned 20. I paused. No one remembered. Again, not my mom, not my dad, not even my best friend. My throat tightened. I bought my own cake, sat in a bathroom stall during lunch, got one candle. From my boss, I laughed, but it came out cracked. Maybe I'm being dramatic, right? Maybe birthdays aren't a big deal. But it feels like if they don't remember this, what do they remember me for? I stared into the lens. I don't want gifts. I just wanted someone to say it. Just one person. I hit upload. Anonymous, private, hidden, but it felt like a scream. Later that night, Camila burst in. Ugh, why is your dumb cake still in the fridge? It's taking up space. I said nothing. Mom walked in behind her. Alina, can you do the dishes? I looked at both of them. Do either of you know what today is? Camila rolled her eyes. Monday. Mom shrugged. Why? I stood up slowly. Today's my birthday. They both froze. Camila blinked. Seriously? Dead serious. Oh, Mom looked awkward. Well, happy birthday, I guess. I laughed. Don't strain yourselves. Alina, Camila started. You could have reminded us. I stared at her. I shouldn't. Have to. She scoffed. God, why do you always play the victim? Why do you always get to be the main character? I shot back. It's always about you. It's not fair. No, I snapped. What's not fair is spending every year hoping today would be different. Mom raised her hands. Okay, enough drama. Exactly, Camila added. You're overreacting. I shook my head and walked out. I wasn't crying. Not anymore, hey, Alina. Daniel's voice broke the silence behind the espresso machine. You've been zoning out for 10 minutes. Everything okay? Yeah, I lied. Just tired. You sure? You're usually humming by now. I gave a weak smile. Guess? The music's off in my head today. He nodded, then stepped into the back without saying more. I kept wiping the same spot on the counter, eyes unfocused. Birthdays used to mean something. When I was little, I'd make cards for everyone. I remember folding paper for Mom's, writing, "You're the best mom in the world." She smiled, said thanks, and forgot mine 2 weeks later. I made one for Camila too. She ripped it in half because I didn't use glitter. Still with me? Daniel asked, setting a plate on the counter. What's this? I blinked. Cupcake with a candle, vanilla guest. Happy birthday. I stared at it. You remembered? You put it on your employee form last year. Honestly, forgot until this morning. That's a record. Daniel leaned his elbows on the counter. You okay? Fine, I said, then felt tears press up behind my eyes. I don't know why this means so much. If you don't get celebrated enough, he said softly, that sucks. Yeah, I whispered. It really does. At home, the lights were off. Camila was at some dinner, probably, posting it online. Mom's voice echoed from her bedroom, laughing at something that wasn't me. Always someone else. I sat on the floor of my room, pulled out my phone, and hit record. My name's Alina. Today's my birthday, I said. My voice sounded small. No one in my family remembered. No messages, no call, nothing. I paused. I know birthdays aren't everything, but when it keeps happening, it starts to feel personal. I swallowed. Growing up, I made cards for everyone. Even when I had no money, I'd draw something just to make them smile. I waited all day for mine. It never came. My chest tightened. Today, my boss gave me a cupcake, one candle. I cried in the staff bathroom for 10 minutes after. Not because of the cake, but because it's the only time someone thought of me. I shook my head, wiping my eyes. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I expect too much. But I don't think I'm asking for the world. Just a sentence. Just, hey, happy birthday. I stared into the camera for a long time. I'm posting this because maybe someone else out there feels the same. Invisible. I see you. Clicked. Upload, anonymous, private, still terrifying. The next morning, the cupcake was gone. Camila probably threw it out. No one asked. No one cared. Alina, did you clean the bathroom like I asked? Mom barked. No, I was at work. She sighed. You always forget things. I almost laughed. Right? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I said. Just nothing. She turned away, muttering something about attitude. I went back to my room, sat on the floor again, and lit a tea candle from an old pack I found in my drawer. One flame, one wish. I didn't close my eyes. I didn't make a wish, just watched it burn. My phone buzzed once, then again. At first I thought it was Jade. It wasn't. 1,283 unread notifications. Are you okay? This is me too. Thank you for saying it out loud. I stared at the screen. What the hell? Hands shook as I opened the video. 354,000 views. I scrolled through the comments. I cried. I thought I was the only one. I haven't had a birthday party since I was 10. She's not being dramatic. She's being real. I leaned back, letting my phone fall onto the blanket. I didn't know what to feel. Relief? Panic? Exposed. My screen lit up again. Unknown username. Hi. I know this is random, but can I talk to you for a second? It's about your video. I hesitated. Me. Who is this? Unknown username. My name's Zara. I'm an influencer, sort of. I run the Unseen Project. We share stories of people who feel forgotten. Your video. It hit hard. I blinked at the screen. Me. Okay, Zara, I want to do something for you. Something big, public, symbolic. Me. Like what, Zara? A rebirth day? A celebration for everyone who's ever felt invisible. Live streamed your moment. I sat up. Is this real? Me? Why me, Zara? Because you said what millions of us were too scared to admit? You lit the match. I stared at the message. I could still hear Mom yelling about laundry in the background. It didn't match this moment. Me. I don't know. That's a lot. I wasn't trying to be seen, Zara, but you are. And it's not just about, I didn't respond right away. My fingers hovered over the keys. Finally, I typed, me. What would I have to do? Zara, just be you. I'll take care of the rest. I'll send a proposal. Think about it. I put my phone down and walked to the kitchen. Camila sat on the counter scrolling Instagram. She glanced up. What's with your face? Nothing, I muttered. Right? She looked back at her screen. Jade's planning a pool party next weekend. I nodded. She didn't invite me. She said, you've been weird lately. I bit my tongue. Weird, how distant, moody, posting sad stuff. She saw the video. She sees everything, Camila said. Bored. She just doesn't talk about it. Of course she doesn't. Camila looked up again. This? About your birthday thing? Forget it. I forgot. Yeah, but you didn't even remind us. You shouldn't need reminding, I snapped. Okay, chill, she huffed. Why are you so emotional lately? Because, I said, for once the world saw me and you didn't. Later that night, Zara sent over the plan. Zara, we do a live stream. You talk for a few minutes raw, real. Then we celebrate. Cake, candles, everything. We call it your rebirth day. Me, who's watching. Zara, everyone who felt forgotten. Maybe a few who forgot us. I stared at my wall, blank. Like how I used to feel me. Okay, let's do it, Zara. You won't regret it. The next morning. Jade finally messaged me. Jade. Hey, I saw your video. That was it. Just that, no apology. No emotion. Nothing else. I stared at it for a long time. No reply. My phone buzzed once. Then again. At first I thought it was Jade. It wasn't. 1,283 unread notifications. Are you okay? This is me too. Thank you for saying it out loud. I stared at the screen. What the hell? My hands shook as I opened the video. 354,00 views. I scrolled through the comments. I cried. I thought I was the only one. I haven't had a birthday party since I was 10. She's not being dramatic. She's being real. I leaned back, letting my phone fall onto the blanket. I didn't know what to feel. Relief? Panic? Exposed. My screen lit up again. Unknown username. Hi. I know this is random, but can I talk to you for a second? It's about your video. I hesitated. Me. Who is this? Unknown username. My name's Zara. I'm an influencer, sort of. I run the Unseen Project. We share stories of people who feel forgotten. Your video, it hit hard. I blinked at the screen. Me. Okay, Zara, I want to do something for you. Something big, public, symbolic. Me. Like what, Zara? A rebirth day? A celebration for everyone who's ever felt invisible. Live streamed your moment. I sat up. Is this real? Me? Why me, Zara? Because you said what millions of us were too scared to admit? You lit the match. I stared at the message. I could still hear Mom yelling about laundry in the background. It didn't match this moment. Me. I don't know. That's a lot. I wasn't trying to be seen, Zara, but you are. And it's not just about, I didn't respond right away. My fingers hovered over the keys. Finally, I typed, me. What would I have to do? Zara, just be you. I'll take care of the rest. I'll send a proposal. Think about it. I put my phone down and walked to the kitchen. Camila sat on the counter scrolling Instagram. She glanced up. What's with your face? Nothing, I muttered. Right? She looked back at her screen. You know, Jade's planning a pool party next weekend. I nodded. She didn't invite me. She said, you've been weird lately. I bit my tongue. Weird how distant, moody, posting sad stuff. She saw the video. She sees everything, Camila said. Bored. She just doesn't talk about it. Of course she doesn't. Camila looked up again. This? About your birthday thing? Forget it. I mean, I forgot. Yeah, but you didn't even remind us. You shouldn't need reminding, I snapped. Okay, chill, she huffed. Why are you so emotional lately? Because, I said, for once the world saw me and you didn't. Later that night, Zara sent over the plan. Zara, we do a live stream. You talk for a few minutes raw, real. Then we celebrate. Cake, candles, everything. We call it your rebirth day. Me, who's watching. Zara, everyone who felt forgotten. Maybe a few who forgot us. I stared at my wall, blank. Like how I used to feel me. Okay, let's do it, Zara. You won't regret it. The next morning. Jade finally messaged me. Jade. Hey, I saw your video. That was it. Just that, no apology. No emotion. Nothing else. I stared at it for a long time. No reply. You sure about this? Zara asked, holding up a strand of fairy lights. It's not too much. It's already more than I've ever had, I said. So, yeah. It's fine. She nodded and handed me a pack of blank cards. You wanted to write the invites by hand, right? Yeah, just a few. Family, Jade, seriously? Her brow arched. After everything, I grabbed a pen. It's not for them. It's for me. She stayed quiet after that. Helped tape string lights around the tiny rented space we'd set up for the stream. I sat at the folding table and stared at the blank cards. Dear Camila, I know you won't come. You'll laugh about this with your friends. But I need you to see what being forgotten does to someone. I need you to feel it, Tevin, for a second. Dear Mom, you loved being loved. You never noticed when I stopped trying to earn it. Dear Dad, you never said much. That silence shaped me. Dear Jade, you were supposed to be my best friend. Instead, you became my biggest ghost. I sealed them all. No gifts, no expectations. It's just truth in ink. You really gonna mail those? Zara asked. I nodded. Let them sit with it. Or toss it. Doesn't matter. You're stronger than I was at your age. If I don't feel strong, you don't have to feel it to be it, she said, adjusting a camera. Trust me. Work. I wiped down the espresso machine, half listening to the radio in the background. You've been glowing lately, Evan said behind me. I turned. Glowing? Yeah. He smiled awkwardly, in like a strong way. Not like literal glowing. I mean, you know, I laughed. Thanks, I think. I saw the video, he said, quieter. Now, didn't know that about you? No one did. I did, kind of. I tilted my head. What do you mean? I've watched you for months. Quiet, but steady. You keep going, even when no one claps. I stared at him. That sounds creepy, he added quickly. Not in a stalker way. I just admire that. My throat tightened. You never said anything. Didn't think it mattered, but now want to help. With the event, if you'll let me. I blinked. Seriously? He nodded. I've got a decent camera and a better eye than people think. I smiled. Okay, yeah, I'd like that. He grinned. Cool. It'll be nice filming something real for once. That night, I sat by my window and watched the mailbox from my room. The letters were gone. Someone had picked them up. No replies, no texts, just echoes. And still, for the first time in years, I felt full. You look like a story waiting to be told, Zara said, stepping back with her phone. You ready? I looked at my reflection. The dress was soft, pale, blue borrowed. Not flashy, just real. I feel like I'm wearing someone else's skin, said. You're wearing your voice, she corrected. It's time people heard it. I nodded slowly. Okay, Evan lights. Evan gave a thumbs up from behind the camera. We're live in 30 seconds. My hands were ice. I wiped them on the side of the dress, then clenched them. Into fists. You okay? He asked. No, I whispered. But I'm going anyway. Zara stepped into the frame first. Hi everyone. I'm Zara, and tonight we're doing something different. It isn't a party. It's a reclaiming. She looked right into the lens. This is Alina. Today's her birthday. But more than that, it's her beginning. She stepped aside. Froze. The red light blinked on the camera. Go, Zara whispered. I walked up slowly, heart pounding. Hi, I said. My voice cracked. I cleared my throat. I'm Alina, and... Yeah, today's my birthday. Silence, thousands watching. I felt it through the lens like invisible eyes leaning closer. I didn't grow up with big parties or surprises. Most years, my birthday came and went like a shadow. No candles, no cards, just silence. My fingers trembled. I clasped them. Behind my back when I was little, I used to think maybe they forgot because they were planning something big. That maybe they'd jump out and shout, surprise. But they never did. A pause. Eventually, I stopped hoping. I scanned the room, but all I saw was light and shadow. I made that video because I couldn't keep swallowing it anymore. Being forgotten, year after year, makes you feel like maybe you don't exist. A few muffled sniffles came from somewhere behind the camera. I didn't post it for attention. I posted it because I felt like I was screaming into a void. And suddenly, people screamed back. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I ignored it. I want to say thank you, I continued. To everyone who saw me, who messaged, who said, same. You made me feel ... real. I took a shaky breath. This live stream isn't about revenge. It's about being heard. It's about knowing you're not crazy for wanting love. Or a cake. Or a happy birthday. Zara rolled in a small table with a cake on it. White, frosting, gold candle. Nothing fancy, but it wasn't from me. That mattered. Evan gestured for me to lean in. I looked into the camera. To the ones watching this who feel like ghosts, I see you. You matter. You're not too much. You're not invisible. My voice cracked again. I hope this moment lights something for you, even if no one else does. Zara handed me a lighter. I lit the candle. It flickered. My phone buzzed again. I glanced down. Jade? I didn't know you felt this way. That was all. I stared at it for a second. Then locked the screen. I'm not making a wish, I said out loud. I'm making a choice. I leaned in and blew the candle out. Applause erupted behind the scenes. Zara clapped. Evan did too, though he kept one hand on the camera. The chat. Exploded hearts, crying emojis, messages flying faster than I could read. Zara hugged me. You did it. I feel like I'm floating, I whispered, like something inside me cracked open. Good. Let it pour out, she said. This is just the beginning. Evan stepped forward, grinning. You crushed it. Like, actually crushed it. I was shaking. Didn't show, he said. You looked like you belonged up there. Thanks, I breathed. Zara handed me her phone. You want to see the stats? I looked. 38,000 live viewers. 112,000 replays. Hashtag rebirthday trending. What the hell? You touched people, Zara said. That doesn't happen every day. My phone buzzed again. Another message. I didn't check it. Can we turn the camera off now? I asked softly. Evan gave a thumbs up. We're clear. Other. Lights dimmed slightly. I think I need to sit down. Zara pulled out a chair. Sit. Breathe. You earned this. I still don't know if I deserve it. You do, Evan said, even if my own sister's probably laughing at me right now. Especially because of that, he replied. I looked at the blown-out candle. This time, the silence didn't feel empty. It felt earned. Seriously? You're trending now. Camila spat. Phone in hand, eyes sharp. You post one sob story and suddenly you're famous. I stared at her from the kitchen doorway. It wasn't a sob story. It was my life. I sound so dramatic. You think you're the only person who's ever felt ignored? No, I said calmly, but I am the only one in this house who bought their own birthday cake 5 years in a row. She scoffed. You always play the victim. And you always play the star? Mom's voice chimed from the hallway. Girls, enough. Alina, I saw your video. It was ... touching. I blinked. You haven't touched me in years, Mom. I just didn't know you felt that way. You never asked. She sighed, scrolling on her phone. I even posted that baby picture of you this morning. People loved it. I froze. What? On Facebook? She said proudly. Captioned it, my beautiful girl, so proud. Got over 50 likes already. I walked toward her slowly. You didn't remember my birthday last week? And now you're using me for internet points. Alina? No. You don't get to pretend now. Camila rolled her eyes. God, you're so ungrateful. I turned to her, ungrateful for what? Silence. Neglect. You think you're some kind of martyr now? She snapped. You've always been weird. Hiding in your room, drawing crap, whispering instead of speaking. And you loved that, I said, voice steady. 'Cause it meant I never took your spotlight. 'Cause you never had anything worth spotlighting. I blinked. Just once. Then walked away at the cafe. I was refilling the napkin holders when the bell above the door rang. Hi, Jade said softly. My stomach dropped. What are you doing here? I asked. I saw the stream. Of course you did. Stepped closer. You didn't reply to my message. Because I didn't know you felt this way isn't a message. It's a cop-out. She swallowed. I deserve that. You deserve more than that, I said coldly. You deserve? The truth? I'm listening. No, you're not, I snapped. You're here because you think you're losing me. Not because you finally see me. That's not true. You ignored me for years, Jade. Borrowed my stuff, used my notes, ditched me when it was inconvenient. I didn't mean to, but you did. Every time, she wiped her eyes. I thought we were best friends. We were. I just wasn't yours. Her lip quivered. You really hate me now. No, I said. I just see you clearly. She looked at the floor. I don't know how to fix this. You can't. But you can't. I repeated. Some things don't get fixed. They just get buried. She nodded slowly. Okay? She turned to leave. I didn't stop her. Not this time. I was cleaning under my bed when my fingers hit the edge of something soft, faded, and familiar. A tiny, purple-covered notebook dot. I sat cross-legged on the floor and flipped it open. March 3rd, maybe, if I clean the kitchen. They'll notice me. June 10th, Camila got new shoes. I drew a picture. No one said anything. August 27th, I whispered happy birthday to myself. Still counts, right? My chest tightened, dot page after page, little me begging to be seen. God, I whispered. She was so small and so loud in her silence. A tear slipped down. I wiped it fast. I kept reading. December 1st, Jade said, I talk too soft. KB, my voice is broken. May 5th, Mom said I'm too sensitive, that it hurts. I closed the diary, pressed it to my chest, and cried. Not loud, but deep. Quiet sobs that felt like they lived in my bones. Then I stood up, walked to the kitchen, and grabbed a lighter dot. Evan was behind the cafe counter when I walked in, holding the diary and a mason jar. You okay? He asked. I'm about to be. He raised an eyebrow. I need a rooftop and a camera. He smiled slightly. I can do that. The rooftop was quiet, the sky pinking with sunset. Evan set up the tripod. You want sound? He asked. Yes. This one's for real. You've got it. I held up the diary to the lens. This was me, I said. The me who begged to matter, who wrote letters into the dark. I opened to a page. February 2nd, if I disappear, would anyone notice? I paused. I noticed now. Dropped the diary into the jar. Flicked the lighter. Today, I let her go. Not because she was weak, but because I'm not anymore. The pages. Caught. Flame curled the edges. I watched it all turn gold, then black, then ash. I let the silence sit, then whispered, I exist. An hour later, the video had over 60,000 views. The comments poured in. I did this too. Never told anyone. Thank you for setting your pain free. I think I'm ready now. Crying? This healed something in me. Evan knocked gently on the office door. You're trending again. I nodded. Yeah, I felt it. Zara says she's proud of you. She sent cupcakes. Of course she did. He leaned against the frame. You're sure you're okay? No, I said. But I'm getting stronger. He smiled. Good. At home, Camila was in the living room, phone in hand, doing a full face of makeup. Doing a live. I asked. She didn't look up. Just hopping on to talk about mental health. I raised an eyebrow. Since when? Since people started caring, she said. I can't let your sad girl brand outshine me. I laughed. It's not a brand. It's my life. She waved me off. You're just jealous. I'm better. At this? Better at what? Faking empathy. She glared. You're so bitter? No. Just done. The ring light turned on. She adjusted her angle. Hey guys. Just popping on to say how proud I am of my sister and how mental health is so important. A pause. Wait, what? Do you mean fake? She said, staring at the screen. No, this isn't about me. I'm supporting. I didn't copy anyone. Fla. Chat scrolled fast. Her smile cracked. Guys, stop seriously. I leaned in slightly. They see through you now. Shut up. I walked away, not smug, not satisfied. Just free. Later that night, Zara called. That was bold, she said. Burning your past live. I needed it gone. You okay with Camila imploding? She's doing it to herself. Your voice, she said gently. It's changed. I noticed it's stronger. I smiled faintly. It doesn't shake as much anymore. And that girl in the diary. I think she'd finally sleep soundly. A knock came just before my shift ended. Lucia held up a pink pastry box and grinned. You said lemon was your favorite, right? Blinked. How do you even remember that? You mentioned it in a live stream? 5 seconds? It stuck. I smiled. That's either sweet or slightly terrifying. Let's say sweet. We sat in the alley behind the cafe, legs stretched, frosting smeared between napkins. You sure this is okay? She asked. You've had like the most intense week ever? I needed quiet, I said. You brought it. She bit her cupcake. Camila made local news. I laughed. Yeah, I saw. I've always been close with Alina. She mimicked in a fake cry voice. I snorted. She didn't even text me. She tagged you in a photo where your head was cropped out. I groaned. Course she did. Lucia leaned in. It hurt. Or just piss you off now? Both. But mostly I just feel done. She nodded. Done is good. Later, after Lucia left, and locked my phone and saw the notification. One new voicemail. I stared at the screen for a full minute before pressing play. Hey, Elena, it's your dad. Ah, Marcus. I saw the video, the rooftop one. His voice. Cracked. I should have said something. So many times. Birthdays, school, your first job. I was there, but not really. And I know that. I don't expect anything. Just ... I should have done better. Silence. That's all. Click. I sat there, phone in my lap, heart weirdly steady. No tears. No answers. Just stillness. When I got home, there was an envelope taped to my door. My name written in Jade's handwriting. Sighed, peeled it off, and opened it slowly. Elle, I know I don't deserve your time, but I need to say this anyway. I saw the video. I watched all of it. I cried. What? And then I thought about every time I didn't listen. I didn't see. And I'm sorry. Not for just forgetting your birthday, but for making you invisible. You were the only one who ever saw me, and I gave you crumbs. I was selfish. I see that now. I see you now. If you never speak to me again, I'll get it. You two know I miss my best friend. But mostly, I'm sorry for never being one. Love, Jade. I folded the letter back up. No part of me wanted to scream or cry. Just breathe. I didn't text her back. Lucia messaged, "Want to celebrate fake birthdays again tomorrow?" I replied, "Yes, frosting mandatory." That night, I sat on the cafe steps, finishing a leftover cupcake. The lights were off inside. The street humming, quiet. Evan walked by, hands in his hoodie pocket. "You hiding?" he asked. "Just thinking." He sat beside me. "That dangerous?" "Only if I start spiraling." "Need a distraction? Got any good ones?" He pulled out his phone. "Camila just got called out by a former teacher." "Oh God, just said you were a shy genius no one appreciated." I laughed. "Well, she's late, but I'll take it." He held out a mini cupcake. "Peace offering for whatever comes next." I took it. What if I don't want peace? Then take frosting instead. The next morning, Lucia and I met in the park with a picnic blanket and a dozen poorly decorated cupcakes. "Two failed sisters," I said. "Two better ones we choose," she replied. I grinned. "You're surprisingly good at this." "At what?" "Making the heavy feel light." She shrugged. "You carried it alone too long. I'm just here to hold the other side now." I looked out across the grass, sun warm on my cheek. Regret still echoed, but hope, I realized, tasted like lemon frosting. "You sure about this title?" Evan asked, pointing to the small placard. "Positive." "The year they watched sounds ... heavy." It was. He nodded slowly. "I like it." I walked further into the gallery, my shoes echoing against the polished floor. Someone behind me whispered, "She really painted all of these." I turned slightly. Every brushstroke. Lucia grinned as she caught up to us. "They're talking about you like you're already dead famous. Is that a thing?" I asked. "Totally." We stood in front of a canvas filled with reds and silvers. Lucia tilted her head. "Which birthday was this?" 16. "The one where Camila got a puppy and everyone forgot I existed." "Looks like fire," Evan murmured. It was. Lucia glanced at me. "And this one, 13. My mom told me not to expect too much. I made my own cake. "You painted candles upside down," she said softly. "They burned the wrong way that year." Later that evening, I sat in front of my phone one last time, bring light casting soft shadows. I hit record. "My name's Alina. You've seen my art. You've heard my story. But maybe the most important part is this. I stopped waiting." I exhaled. I stopped waiting for Camila to say she was wrong, for Jade to show up when it mattered, for my dad to show up, period. I stopped waiting for people to see me. Voice didn't shake. "You don't need their approval to matter. You already do." I looked at the camera. "I'm not posting again for a while. Go paint, or write, or scream, or sing terribly in your bathroom. Just don't wait for someone to validate your voice. Pause. You're enough. Click, upload, done." "I can't believe that was your last one," Lucia said, as we stood outside the gallery. "It needed to be, but people love you. They love the girl who hurt. I want to live now." Lucia smiled. "Do you really mean that?" "It's for the first time." Inside, a woman dabbed her eyes in front of my painting called The Birthday. I didn't cry. Her daughter asked, "Why is it just blank?" She whispered, "Because no one showed up." I turned away before they noticed me. Evan's shoulder brushed mine. "They don't know you're here," he said. "Good. Want them to?" "No, this is for them, but this part's for me." We moved to the final piece on explosion of color, light and motion. Lucia read the tag. "Oh." Year, I spoke. "I painted it the night after the rooftop video." Evan looked closer. This line, "What is it, a fracture?" "On purpose. You didn't fix it." "I wanted it visible." He nodded. "Makes it real." We stepped outside into the cool air. "So now what?" Lucia asked. "I don't know," I said. But it doesn't scare me." "That's new, right?" She squeezed my shoulder. Whatever you do next time there, I smiled. Same to you. Lucia ran ahead to talk to a couple fans, leaving Evan and me under the awning. Do you feel free? He asked quietly. I thought about it. No, I said, but I feel ready. He held out his hand. I took it and we walked.